This has nothing to do with the team that's opposing us. This is about us. This ain't got nothing to do with the naysayers, the unbelievers, the haters, the doubters. This is about us. When we started this journey, we told you it was gonna be trying, it was gonna be tough, but you endured because it's about us.
Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Petersburg Athletics, so you can catch all the episodes of Coach's Corner.
West Bank, you're working for the bank, the West Bank, not the bank, you bust it, West Bank.
Welcome again, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Coach's Corner. As you see, today we're on location here at Andrew J. White Field, the site of Friday's contest versus Colonial Heights. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing well.
So, Coach, how it feels to be out here in your classroom?
I mean, you know, this is new, exciting, you know, kind of creative on your part, you know, so, you know, pretty excited.
Pretty excited. We always, a coach is a teacher. And, you know, lots of times like to go inside to the classroom to check to see how teachers are doing. But since this is his classroom, we decided to take it outside today for you all to get a real feel of how things go. Coach, football is a game of nutrition. Yeah. Whoever has the healthiest team at the end of the year usually wins, has a chance to win the championship. Last week, right, we were light in the pants, as some would say.
Yes.
Did any of the players that played last week, did any of them stand out, or did any of you had to put a second check by to say, ooh, maybe I have to look at this kid a little harder?
I'm not going to say that, but I will say that I felt like Latrell Harper stepped up in a good kind of way. And we also got to see Amere Minott do some things with the football that, you know, we been talking about doing for a while. And you saw Keith Melton as well. He had a couple good runs of doing some things, and we were able to also get some experience for some younger guys playing some different key positions or whatever. So, you know, I did see some guys. I like the effort that, you know, they put in, knowing that we were shorthanded like that, you know, but they understood that all they could do is give all they could give, and we understood that as well.
Yeah, definitely, Coach. Speaking of Amere, one play, Amere took a dive play, I think 15 yards, and in the midst of that run, he run slap over the umpire.
Right. Yeah, Amere had 7 carries, 51 yards. We felt like he ran hard in between the tackles, and we couldn't do nothing but run the ball, which we needed to work on anyway. So we kind of looked at it as this is a time where we know, though we're being predictable, we still got to work on these things.
Definitely, and there were some spurts that we were really good in running the ball against Matoaca. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen, Matoaca currently stands 8-0. They beat everybody they have played this year. The toughest competition was against Thomasdale, and they won that 13-0. Yes. So right now they sit in the top 4 in their region. I think they're region 5A or 5C or something like that. Mm-hmm. Region 5. So they are a legit powerhouse here in the central region. So again, as most people have been saying, the Dinwiddie game will probably be their toughest test at the end of the year.
Yeah, I feel like the Dinwiddie game and Token game, I want to say, is this week is going to be a really good, interesting game. But once again, they're in different divisions. Dinwiddie's a powerhouse in 4, Matoaca's a powerhouse in 5. So it'll be a good matchup for those two teams.
Definitely. And we'll talk a little bit more about regions and ratings and rankings and things in a little bit. But Coach, tomorrow we play Colonial Heights, and it's senior night. Yes. And you have about 12 seniors. And again, this is customary in all levels, except professional. But in high school and college, the last home game is usually senior night. And you have 12 guys that'll play their last home game here at Andrew J. White Field. Now, unlike most teams, these group of seniors, their first year in high school was during COVID. And that is pretty interesting to start off your football career. How do you think that has affected their football journey here in high school, starting as freshmen during the COVID year?
I think they're just pretty happy that we're past the COVID years. You can actually go outside, go to more events, and be around more people. You know, where you're kind of like secluded and isolated during the COVID season. So now I feel like they got the best of both worlds when they had to go through the virtual instruction. You know, and now back at school to be around their peers and their friends or whatever. You know, so um, they're happy. I'm excited, and I know that they're glad that they're through the COVID season.
Definitely, Coach. Now, how did COVID affect your approach to coaching?
It was tough for us because the biggest thing for me was to keep our kids safe. We were unfamiliar with the epidemic at the time or the pandemic at the time, and we just wanted to make sure we kept them safe. So we were outside a whole lot. We had to have the kids to go home and take their stuff home and dress outside. You know, it was extremely tough. You couldn't really meet. You couldn't get in the weight room. You couldn't really get in the locker room like that. It kind of set us back. So that was the biggest reason we went back and said we're going to put more emphasis on our junior varsity so we can build up so we don't have to go through this but so long.
And speaking of junior varsity, Coach, they won Wednesday versus Colonial Heights, I think 44-0. So they're currently sitting 9-0. They're on an unprecedented streak here, and with one more game left, they could possibly go 10-0. So I guess you would say that you all's plan to build that junior varsity program is coming to fruition.
Yeah, right now I got to say that, man. And to be honest with you, those guys in the off season, when school was out, they would be there from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and they didn't want to go home. You know, that's a long hours to go in there and put in some work and be okay, and still get some meals in between, and come out here and do work. You know, so I knew ahead of time that they were on the right path. Coach Bonner and Coach Mathis, Coach Joe Disher, Coach Gibbs, they did a great job with them. They do a really, really good job with them. So the hardest part is being patient, not to pull up some of those ballers that they got. But um, in the future, PHS, you should see it because year 3 and above, next year's year 3, they should keep on going. Pittsburgh should be pretty good.
Definitely, Coach. And I know that you are eagerly anticipating getting those group of young men next year on the varsity level, and they have showed so much promise. We talk about numbers in the game of nutrition. Next year, you might have unprecedented numbers for your varsity program.
Well, it's all about Petersburg athletics, Petersburg education, and all that for me. Like no matter what, I'll sacrifice myself and I'll sacrifice others for the betterment of the program. And I feel like that's what needed to be done. And here it is. They got a chance to go 10-0. Of course, we would love to have that on our foot, but you got to build a foundation, and it starts at the lower levels. And I'm pretty proud of them.
That's definitely, Coach. And what will you remember most about this group, this senior group? What will you remember most about them?
Man, I know they work extremely hard. They're a hilarious group. And they attended more. They came to practice, they came to school, they got better and improved in all the things that we were weak in, that we felt like character-wise we had to get better at. And that's the biggest thing I'm gonna remember about them. They wanted to be here, giving them rides home, or feeding them, laughing, joking. When we had to, but going together and winning and losing and whatever it is that we had to do. That this senior group right here was with me from the beginning.
Definitely, Coach. And let's talk about 2 seniors in particular. Amere, Minott, as we talked about, had a monster running game last week. And Keith Melton, who all year has been balling our lights out on defense.
Yes.
Amere is a little bit more reserved than Keith.
Well, the thing that they got in common, they are all region wrestlers.
Okay.
And also Keith is an all-state wrestler, and you can see it when they bring onto the field with their toughness, and everything that they do. But yeah, Amir's more the quiet type. Keith is more outgoing, of course.
Yeah.
But they're exciting, good athletes. They were multi-sport. They cross-train to get better and better.
Cross-train. We have mentioned that in other episodes about players playing other sports.
Yes.
Not just football. And you see it with Amere and with Keith in wrestling, and they're different takedowns and being very light on their feet and quick with their hands.
Yes. And you can see it also with some of the guys that run track. Tyreek Bright, we haven't seen him in a minute, which is a huge loss for us. But Tyreek Bright had speed on the defensive end, and ended up scoring a lot of touchdowns on the defensive side.
Yes.
Through scrimmages and through games, and just able to run people down. Like, he's one of the better ones that can really run. Keith Melton as well, another one that runs track. Speed guy. Xavier King. But at the same time, I feel like we just need to go ahead and improve in the weight room as well. We're hoping that collectively as athletics, we can get all our athletics into strength and conditioning to where, we can still have these athletes to concentrate on getting stronger throughout the whole entire year.
Yeah, strength and conditioning, coach. I must admit, I go to the gym. I go maybe once or twice, on a good week 3 times.
Okay.
But sometimes it's kind of hard just to get that motivation to go in here and lifting weights sometimes can be a little monotonous.
Yes.
How, I guess, speaking as a teacher, how can you make it more exciting for them to want to go into the weight room?
First of all, we got a former NFL athlete that's training them in the weight room. We have another young man that was training at Dinwiddie that is very, understanding of how it is to get better in the weight room. And we also have a sports performance PE teacher that works here, Coach Boone, who's also certified in that, man. So the motivation is pretty easy for them. I think the biggest thing is the nutrition part of making sure they're able to eat.
Nutrition, definitely. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to be a part of Petersburg Athletics, you can always send us an email at petersburgathletics@gmail.com. And again, we welcome your questions, your comments, and most importantly, your support. So, Coach, if you had to leave some lasting words with these seniors, what would it be?
One, never give up. No matter what you do, you always do the best you can to try to find a way. 2, always have belief in the Lord above. And 3, enjoy life to the fullest.
That sounds like 3 winning plans, Coach.
You love winning.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 seniors here. We have Keith Melton and Amere Minott. And they were playing their final game this year at home versus Colonial Heights tomorrow. It's senior night. So, guys, how do you feel about senior night? Keith?
I mean, this is a great opportunity. Get to rock out one last time with my brothers. That's how I see it.
What about you, Amere?
It feel real good. I feel like we owe them, like, for real.
Owe them? I mean, y'all haven't beat them since y'all been here.
Yeah.
See?
We really owe this one. We need this one.
We'll be so close.
Definitely. And again, tomorrow night has a lot of playoff implications.
Yeah.
So we win, we definitely in.
Yep.
If we lose, we're praying again.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is there any added motivation for you all?
Like I said, we try to stay together as a team and do everything we can do to boost and motivate each other to go hard and go 100% every single play. So I guess really just keeping each other up and keeping the momentum going, and that's going to be our main motivator.
I mean, is there any pressure?
I feel like it's really a little bit of pressure, but it's actually really no pressure because it's like, we got this. I feel like we got it.
Feel like you got it in the bag?
Yeah.
In the bag. So, guys, you all started football during the COVID year.
No, we was that group. I think right after the COVID year, because I played JV that year, a year or 2 after COVID. I was in 7th grade. Yeah. But
okay. And so but COVID, during your football experience, must have put a damper on the experience of playing football, especially getting ready to come to the high school. How did that change your perspective of playing football in there?
It honestly really didn't, because if it changed it for me, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And I really just put in extra work outside of what we did here.
Okay. And Keith, you all wrestle, right?
Yes, sir.
How do you think being a wrestler helps playing football?
The basic fundamentals, the going in for a tackle, a double leg, trying to strip the ball out, one of our hand fundamentals that we do, like it all ties together.
And I mean, how long have you been wrestling?
I've been wrestling for 4 years in college. Well, not college, high school.
We already went to college, man. I mean,
nah.
let me know something. Oh man. So being on the football team, do you feel any pressure?
Um, Sometimes I feel pressure, and mainly because I'm held to a high standard, and being a captain and us being leaders of this team, we really have to set a standard for not just us, but the younger kids coming up under us. And being that our wrestling coaches come to actually come and watch our games and seeing that what we're doing, they're holding us to an extra high standard because now we're doing what we need to do, and waiting for us to come wrestling season, waiting for a couple more weeks for wrestling season.
What about you, Amir?
Yeah, it feel like when they come to the games, it feel like they just got extra eyes. Like it's the stance, and then it's more eyes on top of that, and then it's them. But it's like they stand out, and it's like we put in more work than.
Well, that's good. And Amir, I know Keith has had a great season. Last week against Matoaca, you got a couple of carries, 50-plus yards. But one play in particular, you get a dive up the middle and run clean over the umpire. Did you see him, or you just saw somebody in your way?
All right, so when I got the ball, I seen him, so I was ready to cut in. He cut in with me. And then when I cut out, he cut out with me too. And I just was like, you know what? I'm going to just run through him.
I mean, so I guess you take the same mentality into this week. You know, you see a player, he move with you, just go ahead and run him over.
Yeah.
And Keith, you got some run last week too. How did it feel touching the ball on offense?
You know, coming out of halftime, he let me know. He said, "I'm ready to unleash you," and I said, "I got you, coach." We gave me that go time. Got the ball, did what I had to do with it. I really should have scored, but hey, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that.
Definitely. So, being a senior, what stands out?
Stands out.
What's a memory that stands out in your time on the Crimson Wave football team?
A memory that stands out is every day in the locker room. Every day in the locker room, we always playing. Like, I don't know why.
What about you, Keith?
You know, it ain't about me. I really enjoyed my junior year when I had that season opener pick six, but really my real favorite memory is us going to ECU and actually bonding outside of football and bonding as like a family of some sort. You know what I'm saying? Like really, like we're actually having fun. Everybody's bonding and sharing time with each other, enjoying a good football game. I think that was really a great moment to be a Petersburg High School football player.
Definitely sounds good, guys. So, Amir, if you could leave some parting words to the underclassmen, what would they be?
It would be keep going and don't give up, because people they gonna doubt you. You're gonna hear a lot of stuff. You just gotta tune it out and just keep going.
What about you, Keith?
I'll just say the sky's the limit. You can't you gonna, no person that's gonna stop you is yourself. You gotta go the extra mile if you want it.
Definitely. Those are great points, guys. And again, senior night is tomorrow against Colonial Heights here at Andrew J. White Field. Guys, we wish you much success, much luck tomorrow as we try to go for that W.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we went through a lot.
Yes.
And I appreciate you so much. Everything you did for me all my high school career. If any teacher put up with me, you know it was you.
I know.
I want you to wear my jersey tomorrow for senior day.
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. I really do. He did a great job. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this moment. Thank you.
I thank you for everything you did.
Thank you, Mayor. Oh.
Y'all cute or whatever. I say thank you for all you done. I appreciate you. My jersey definitely will. You recording for somebody said like, I like you with my jersey, being here throughout my high school career, always looking out.
You know I got you. You know I got you.
I would like to appreciate you for helping me out for the past. So, I would like you to work with senior day tomorrow.
Yeah, you know I don't even give hugs. Thank you.
I like to thank you for everything you did for me for my high school year. I like to wear my jersey for senior day.
Appreciate it. Where is it? Let's go. My jersey got cut. Appreciate you for helping me out all my years. I want you to wear my jersey.
Senior day tomorrow.
Senior day tomorrow. He's like my son.
While I'm here at the high school, you've been just effective, like catching on track and motion. So I will wear my jersey tomorrow for senior day.
Oh, everything is good. Okay. Love you. Changing my dreams. Okay. You're welcome. Know what you're doing. My pleasure. See you this morning. Okay. I will. Will do. Yeah. You can now I'm coming to the show.
Where's
Appreciate you. My whole high school career. I would like to wear my jersey. See you.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. That's the way.
Coach, switching gears. Currently, the Wave are ranked 6th in the region, 3A, behind Hopewell at 3, Colonial Heights in 4, who holds the last home spot at 3 and 5. Sandwiched in between the Wave and the Colonials is Tab.
Right.
Now, if the playoffs start today, we'll be on the road at Hopewell.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think we would fare against Hopewell in a rematch?
Really too far ahead for me to look at it, but just for the fun and the sake of the people right now, I'll just say that just getting in the playoffs, we'll be excited just to play against anybody. To be honest with you, we missed about one game for the past 3 seasons, and we felt like this is the time and opportunity for us to kick the door down and get in there. And whatever it is that we need to do, we don't care who it is that we got to play. We just want to get in there and then just let everything start from 0-0 and go from there.
I definitely understand that, Coach. And maybe you can help us, the fans, with this math equation we call the regional rankings. So the regional rankings are done on a point system.
Mm-hmm.
On a baseline view, if you play a high class team, say for instance Dinwiddie, Thomasdale, Matoaca, basically most of the Central District who we play,
right.
You get more points.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there's 2.5 points that separate the number 4 team and the number 9 team, which is Lakeland.
Right.
Lakeland plays Nasmith River, a Region 5 school, on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And a win could put them in playoff contention.
Yes.
Likewise for Heritage of Newport News, who's sitting in the 7th spot, 1 spot behind us, and they play Region 5 for Kickertan, who haven't won a game all year.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't beat nobody all year. How can wins by these teams affect the Wave?
Well, whoever got to play Nasmith River, that's going to be tough because that's another one of the better programs in the state of Virginia. Kickertan is just really starting their program all over again. This is a new coach. So it's highly possible that, that whoever is playing Kickertan could get those points and jump you. Whether Nasmith, whether Kickertan's won or not, they still could jump you because of the rank that they're in. But also for each team, for each victory, if you beat them, you get 2 points each win.
Okay.
For each victory from beating them. If you lose, you get a certain amount of points, and you get 1 point each for each win that team that you played against. For us, this year it actually came in our favor. Other years it did not come in our favor. Mm-hmm. Nobody's really been on our side, been that undefeated team besides maybe Lafayette. Everybody else kind of been closer to 500 or below range. Mm-hmm. So that's why you still can see that we're still in the mix. But we played a undefeated Armstrong team. Mm-hmm. That really helped. You know what I'm saying? Winning would have really, really put us there, but it didn't happen. The Meadowbrook team that we lost to, they're Division 6. Mm-hmm. So though you got you lost to them, you still got some really good points. Had you beat them, hey, you sitting pretty. Yeah. Prince George, Division 5. Mm-hmm. So you got some good points there. It was a pretty good team, pretty good prayer program. And then Dinwiddie 4, lost one game, and Matoaca undefeated. So we're still in the mix because of the strength of the schedule, pretty much for this one.
Yeah. So again, a few years back when they went to regions instead of districts, we still kind of kept our regional schedule.
Right.
I mean, our district schedule.
We did.
And it kind of helped us out. Not only football and basketball as well, because most of the schools around here, except for Hopewell and Colonial Heights, are 4 through 6 region teams, which they have, meaning they have more population. You know, so if we ever one year get on in a roll, we may run away with a region.
Yeah, it's highly possible. You know, like I said, we right there at the door just to kick it down. It's a matter of actually making it happen. But for most people, with a lot of people on the outside looking in, they understand. Like, you know, you got to play a Denwood, you got to play a Matoaca, you got to play a Thomasdale, you got to play a Hopewell. Some tough teams to play. So then that all the season play means a whole lot as well. You know what I'm saying? And if Farewell, look at Armstrong now. Yeah. They're going to go down to Division II next year. Thomas Jefferson, look at them. They're undefeated. They're all going to play each other this next game right here. They're going to go to Division II next year.
Wow.
You know, so it's all about taking advantage of the opportunities that you have. And Hopewell goes every year, majority of the years, and they play the same tough schedule as us. So we have to get up to their speed and match them so we can go ahead and move along in this program.
Definitely, Coach. Division II is going to be tough next year. You got Brunswick, Sussex. Now you're talking about TJ, Armstrong. Man, this is, I know when they saw that, they were just shaking their head like.
They're shaking their head, but I tell you what, who's shaking their head more? Every time you got to play John Marshall in Division II basketball, that's what you So some people got it harder than everybody else, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to let y'all know, Tytrell White from Petersburg people.
He is standout coach for John Marshall. And you're right, Coach. John Marshall basketball has done unprecedented things in the state of Virginia.
Absolutely.
Colonial Heights are 3-5.
Yes.
Wins over Regional 4 New Kent. 2A Nottoway. Nottoway is going to have to play TJ Armstrong next year. And back in the 90s, they were a powerhouse.
Yes, they were.
And last week, a 2-point victory versus Region 4 Carolina. And like opponents this year, Southampton, they lost 38-35. We won 41-34. Prince George, they lost 21-18. We lost 21-14. Hopewell, they lost 49-13. We lost 28-14. Denwood, they lost 61-0. We lost 56-12. And Matoaca, they lost 34-0. We lost 49-6. All these games, they are lost by the average of 41 points to 13. As we did beat Southampton, which did help us on our side in the plus column. But looking at the 4 losses, 38 points to 17 in a losing effort. The last time we played here, it took overtime for Colonial Heights to win, and that was a senior night as well.
Yes.
And we beat them in 2019, 62-20. On pause right there, there's a lot of information to take in. So if we look at the common opponents, they're 0-5, we're 1-4.
Okay.
We score more than they have. Our defense has allowed less points than them.
Okay.
So if we're looking at this thing, cutting it down the line, we should win the ball game. Looking at the stats.
Okay. That's up to Jesus only. He knows that. But I feel like both of the teams are even, pretty much. They played a good game against Prince George. We played a good game against Prince George. They lost a tough one to Southampton. It was really close. We won a tough one versus Southampton, but they beat a good team in Caroline County, and Carolina has a winning record. You know, we haven't. We beat a Southampton team. They had a winning record. You know, they haven't lost one since we played them too. And I think it should be fairly even teams, and it can go either way. Whoever makes the least mistakes, and the ones that make the mistakes, can you capitalize off of it? It's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a very interesting game. They have some good athletes over there too as well. Some of them left from Petersburg to go over there. You know, just a little moving here and there, but you know, we still got some athletes left.
Definitely, Coach. And going back to that 2019 team, there might be some names you may sound familiar. Messiah Scott, Upton Bailey, and Tion Harris. And again, that final score was 62-20. It was a Petersburg rout that night.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, yes.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. What do you remember about that senior night, Coach?
Well, you know, we was away that night. We had played senior night versus Matoaca.
Okay.
And ended up winning a close ball game versus them, and then going into Matoaca, we just was pretty much really just rolling at the time, especially offensively. We ended up going to the playoffs playing York that year. Ended up losing 55-40. Was winning at halftime. We had a very, very explosive offense, but we was hurting on the defensive side at times. But we had enough of offense that could really like even it out and give us a chance to try to win the game. But that was a very good, talented team, man. You know, very talented. They were playing together since they were young. I started as a freshman. Upton started as a freshman the year before. Zashawn Muhammad White was an excellent wide receiver. Tion Harris is just one of the better receivers that ever come through Petersburg High School history, period. He also could do it on defense as well.
Okay.
We had a big offensive line that could really move and move people around too as well. It was at least too deep in both of those positions, you know. So it was pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. So Coach, 3 points of victory for senior night.
Oh man. One, have fun. Our kids got to really have fun. Especially the seniors, and this is their last one here playing on this wonderful field in front of the crowd. I know it's going to be an emotional day for them and an emotional day for me as well. Two, be disciplined. You know, the team that's going to win this ball game is going to be the most disciplined football team, and we have not shown that we've been able to do that since week 3 of playing versus Southampton. But now we've concentrated and put the focus and emphasis on that this is what we need to do in order to try to win this ball game. Point 3, play together for each other as a team, and that is the best scenario and the best way that we can put it in order to come and play against a good team that's right across the river from us.
Definitely, Coach. Those sounds like great points, Coach. And we'll get you out of here on this one. Thursday, I don't see no pads, no helmets, no anything.
Because you're used to playing on a Thursday. You got to play again next Thursday.
Yeah, definitely. But on Thursday, Coach, you reserved this for instruction, rehearsal. What do you usually do on Thursdays?
We pretty much review, finalize whatever game plan we need to go in, make sure that the personnel is the right way it need to be, so we don't have 11 and 12 people on the field at the time, which are mistakes that we do make, you know. So concentrating on that, so we can try to, like, that's going to help reduce some of the penalties, man, unnecessary penalties as well. You don't need to do that as a coaching staff. We got to coach it up better. So that's a big day as far as Thursday coming in. Before the game on a Friday. When you do it on a Wednesday, it's a little tougher, you know, because you got to squeeze it in. You actually need that day back, you know. But by this time, we should be pretty used to it. And you know, it's a good. This Thursday is a little special because now all the seniors get to come and say one last thing, you know, before they leave to play on this football field.
Definitely, Coach. And again, just like in the classroom as a teacher, you review for your test on Friday, on Thursday. So our test is Colonial Heights tomorrow, and today the team is reviewing, ready to get an 8, right, Coach?
Hey, man, we just ready to play and have some fun for the seniors of 2024, class of 2025.
Sounds like a plan, Coach. Again, as Coach always said, we're going to roll wave, right?
Roll wave.
All right, guys. Again, you can check us out, Petersburg Athletics on the YouTube channel, Coach's Corner. As always, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Roll wave.